Elaine is a new teacher, and she recently read a book on teaching that suggested that people's success in school is closely tied to what happens around them. If a student is rewarded for learning, he or she is likely to continue to learn. For example, Elaine is learning about Connectionism, an educational philosophy that says that learning is a product of the relationship between stimulus and response. A stimulus is something that causes a reaction, and a response is just a reaction to a stimulus. Think about what happens when a big chocolate cake is put in front of you. The sights and the smells of the cake are the stimulus, and they are very likely to produce a response in you that involves drooling and maybe even growling stomach. Edward Thorndike was the psychologist who first proposed that connectionism is the key to learning. Thorndike, who was popular in the first half of 20th century, was the first educational psychologist. That is, he was the first person to bring together what psychologists had studied about how the human mind works and what educators knew about how to teach. Let's look closer at 3 laws of connectionism and how they might appear in classroom. Remember Elaine? She's a new teacher and has read about connectionism. She wants to apply it to her classroom, but she's not sure where to start. What can she do? Connectionism is closely related to the word connect, which is just what happened in this theory. The stimulus and its response are connected in a person's mind, like associating chocolate cake with drooling. This connection between stimulus and response is called a stimulus-response bond, or a SR bond. The stronger the SR bond, the better a person has learned the lesson. What does this mean for education? Imagine that every time one of Elaine's students studied, she got a good grade, and every time she did not study, she got a bad grade. The stimulus in this case is studying, and the response is the grade. The student has a strong SR bond between studying and good grades. That is, the student believes that studying leads to good grades. The law of effect is the first of 3 laws of connectionism. It says that if a stimulus results in a positive outcome, it is strengthened the SR bond, while if it is result in a negative outcome, the SR bond is weakened. Can Elaine do things in her classroom to help strengthen SR bonds and use the law of effect to her advantage? Absolutely. For example, she could reward effort as well as outcome so that a struggling student who works hard gets a reward for his work. She could also punish bad habits so that the student does not pay attention get detention, or something like that. According to the law of effect, her student will be more likely to work hard and less likely not to pay attention if she does those things. The next law is that many people will already be familiar with, though you may not call it this. The law of exercise says that the more you do something, the better you are at it. That is, practice makes perfect. Think about Elaine's students who are struggling with learning their multiplication tables. They can't remember if 2 times 2 is 4 or 6. If Elaine has them practice their multiplication with flashcards every single day, they will get better and better at it, until it's like second nature to them. The SR bond between seeing 2 times 2 and remembering the answer is 4 is getting stronger. What does this mean for Elaine and other teachers? Repetition is the key to learning. The more a teacher can have his or her students practice skills, the more proficient a student will be at that skills. The last law is law of readiness. It says that the SR bond is stronger if an individual is ready to learn and become weaker if an individual is not ready to learn. According to Thorndike, when a child is not ready to learn, he or she cannot be forced to learn. Elaine can do little to motivate the learner if these needs have not been met. She can attempt to make the task as meaningful as possible and to keep it within the learner's capability. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something.